Welcome back, everyone, to the Centurion Show. Today, we're a little split up. Boys are out in Colorado, but the information war still continues. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Colony Ridge. So just for some quick background information, Colony Ridge is a vast residential development spanning over 33,000 acres northeast of Houston. Marketed primarily to immigrants from Mexico, Venezuela, and all of the other migratory places, it offers low barrier land purchases with minimal credit checks. However, the development has faced criticism due to its concern for public safety and many other things, such as having no police stations, no fire stations. It even has no light poles outside. So, Braxton, go ahead, kick us off a little bit more with some more information.
Yeah, William Trey Harris is the co-owner of Colony Ridge, and he has donated, him and his family and associates have donated over $1.4 million to the Abbott campaign. And Governor Abbott advocated for designation of parts of Liberty County, including Colony Ridge, as a federal opportunity zone, that status that offers tax incentives to the investors that invest in it. The designation was granted shortly after meetings between Abbott, Harris, and State Senator Brandon Creighton at the Governor Mansion. Brody?
Yeah, in addition, you would think that this massive migrant place, would be a hub for where ICE would go and conduct raids. But actually, there have only been 118 arrests there, and that took place back in February of this year. It was a coordinated law enforcement operation between ICE and DPS. And as I said, there were 18 arrests, which is absolutely nothing compared to the 50,000 people that are living there.
Well, remember, everyone, just before we go any further, that whenever you hear illegal immigrants or migrants, they're actually invaders. They're not immigrants. They're invaders that are invading our country, and so they're criminals. Now, all of them may not be hardened murderers or rapists or whatever, but if you cross into our country illegally, you are now a criminal because you have not gone through that due process. And so that's words matter again, and so we need to call it what it is. And so don't be calling it illegal immigration. It's a weaponized invasion, a strategic weaponized invasion of our country, and it needs to be taken care of.
Very good. So the other day we got the opportunity from a friend to take his R-44 helicopter around Colony Ridge. And as you can see on your screen right now, here are a couple of videos and pictures, and we'll kind of talk you through some of those at the end of the video. But we really got to see the vast landscape of just these trash houses, and they were surrounded by really nice schools, and the boys will kind of go into who those were funded by and why those are significant.
Well, and real quick, you'll notice that most of these homes, the first thing that they'll put up is fences, and so that's what they care about. They don't care about the upkeep of their home. They get those fences up as soon as possible because they don't want people looking into what they're doing. Because a lot of them are either cartel or drug dealers or whatever, and so they just don't. They like their privacy.
Yeah, Colony Ridge started back in 2019, so it's just been a growing operation since Biden administration, and even into the Trump administration, we still see dozers taking down trees. Not as much, but we still see that they're still growing in those fields.
The schools that Blaine was talking about are Chinese based, so they're indoctrinating all the kids that go through there, all the invaders. They're indoctrinating them to love China and other countries more than the U.S. and to hate the U.S. specifically. So when these people are coming in, they're learning to hate the U.S. Obviously, they're living here, but they learn to hate it and to love China. And by doing that, they will cause problems elsewhere throughout the country if they move. And also, these people keep replicating themselves. They have babies every single day. So the invasion just keeps growing within. It doesn't even have to be through the border. It keeps growing and growing.
Yep, that's why it needs to be, nothing's being done about it. Like I think Brody said, only
couple hundred people were picked up when ICE did a raid, and that's unacceptable. They could have taken out tens of thousands of those invaders, and that just shows the incompetence of our current leadership. And we desperately need leaders, because there is a lack of leadership right now, and we need real leaders to step up and deal with this crisis, because it will have second, third, and fourth order effects if nothing is done about it. And additionally, a lot of what you'll see as we're flying over, you'll notice just the vast expanse of just how many homes and how many people are here. Blaine said at the beginning, I think it's 7 by 5 miles, and so it's over 35 square miles. It's an absolutely massive complex, and the police are. He also said that there's no police stations, fire stations, churches, or nothing, and so the police are terrified of going in there, because if they don't have a whole SWAT team in there, then they'll probably get killed. Honestly, the guy who we went up with, good friend in that helicopter, he's been up there dozens of times, and he's said that out of all the times that he's flown up and around Colony Ridge, he's only seen one police officer or one patrol car there in the very back of the development. And so it wasn't near any houses or anything. He was just over by himself. He didn't probably want to get near any of that crap. And so it just, again, shows you how destructive it's becoming, and we can't let this continue to spread to other parts of the state and the country.
Yeah, noting how bad this place is, this is not a place you would want to take your family. This is a place where weaponized invaders are drug dealing down the street, and this is an ugly place. Buildings are destroyed because their meth labs blew up. We saw that in the video. This place is quite bad. And so,
yeah, absolutely. And problem we have right now is it is still growing, even with the current administration that has promised us arrests and for these kind of things to stop. They are still growing. Couple of these pictures right here, you can see they are building up the land with dirt in these swamps for more houses and more settlements, and we are really trying to shine more light on this subject. Many people have already pointed it out, but nothing's really been done. And so, like Britt said, we're looking for a good governor, a good leader, good leadership to step up and really just cut these things off.
Well, yeah, and that's unfortunate, because again, we were promised all these things, but it just shows you, no matter who's in power, nothing's being done about it. Now, I will say that I think Brody said a little earlier that the construction has slowed, and so there used to be about probably 20, 30, 40 dozers, concrete trucks going all the time, nonstop, and that were cranking out houses and concrete pads and everything. That has slowed significantly, but they're still building those pads and clearing out a new land, but they're not expecting quite the influx of invaders that we've gotten the last 4 years. We've just had innumerable amounts of people come through our border illegally, and again, that will be very destructive if nothing is done about it. And Trump, it's unfortunate, but he's kind of steered away from that whole mass deportations. You don't really see that anymore, and nothing's being done about that. And that is one of the most critical vectors of attack facing our country right now, because again, the jabs are extremely important. We need to get those off. The food dye, whatever, that's important. China and everything's important, but we need to focus on our country right now, the immediate problem. We're seeing all these Islam people. They're Epic City around the Dallas area. They're trying to build that. I don't know. Apparently, Governor Abbott has slowed that down. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're just seeing those mass prayers and everything in downtown. Like, I think Dallas, there was a mass gathering, and so that's just we can't be having that here. There's it's like putting two aggressive fish in the same tank. They're not gonna mix well, and so mixing those two cultures, Christianity and Islam, like that, it's probably not gonna work out that well. And so stuff needs to be done. Stuff needs to be done. We need new leadership desperately.
Yeah,
Texas,
absolutely. It's really important to note and to see that other countries are bringing their people and their beliefs into the U.S. and almost trying to change it from the inside out, like those schools funded by China in Colony Ridge and with Islam, like Britt was just saying. So just being aware, looking around and seeing how cultures are coming into the U.S. that aren't supposed to be here. I forget who we were talking to. Y'all could probably remind me, but they said that there's already a Chinatown in every major city in the U.S. So, there's a bunch of farmland down in the South Texas by the border that is owned by the Chinese. And what's going to come of that, I don't really know, but I'm sure y'all can shine more light onto that.
They don't just own property down by the border. They own it right next to our military bases. Mm-hmm. Even in San Antonio and all over Texas, they own property right next to our Air Force bases and our military bases. And that's strategic. We are facing full-on anthropological warfare, as Michael was talking about just a little while ago. This is a full-on warfare. This isn't some, oh no, we'll accept you, we coexist, whatever. That's not how this works. They are coming here to replace us, and if we don't comply with them, they will kill us, because they want their full cultural beliefs and lifestyle to be forced on us, and their way is the only way. There is no coexist, is what they call it. That's just a term for invasion, because that's not a real thing. It's their way or no way, and we've seen that throughout history. And so, again, history may not repeat exactly, but there's sure a rhythm and a rhyme. And so we can be sure that if this goes untouched and this problem goes unsolved, then we will be facing some serious consequences in the near future. We're already seeing it.
Absolutely. Boys, do y'all have anything else?
Well, I was just going to say that there's a massive crisis inside the United States from the invasion and from these different religions coming to infiltrate. And we should not be sending things overseas, sending money overseas to Ukraine to fight on a foreign soil. We should be taking care of the homeland right here in the America, where there is a massive invasion on Christianity, on our beliefs, and physically.
Absolutely. That's really good. Any final thoughts? Thanks for watching the Centurion Show. We'll see y'all next time.